What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey everybody, it's me, Brandy.
And welcome to another episode of the What They Never Told Us podcast. We back, man. That was so loud. I am so sorry. If you in the car or something, that was just obnoxious. My apologies, but it is what it is. It matched the level of excitement that I have today.
Okay.
So I'm good. How do you feel? Are you excited about today's episode?
No.
Oh my. Oh my.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
All right, my shine.
No, it's fine.
I'm a little salty still from the Lions loss last night.
Yeah, you gotta move past that. It's the Lions, number one.
Don't do that.
We're just
don't do
now
that.
getting on a streak where
Don't do that.
we can
It's the Lions
almost
one.
we can almost be a diehard Lions fan, but it's the first season. And they had a great season. They bound to mess up one time, and
I'm not
it's
mad.
all the way in the championship.
I'm not mad at this season. They did a great job. I wanted to root for them in the Super Bowl, though. That would have been lit.
Next year.
Maybe in next 100 years. Maybe like 1950, like
the Super Bowl is so
the last time
overrated
the
to
Detroit
just,
Lions made
to
it.
just us.
Huh?
I'm sure it means something to them, but to us, it's like, they played in the Super Bowl. We move on next year.
Well, see, I've never had a team that was like close to home that went to the Super Bowl, so I don't know what that feels like.
That is not true. Your daddy played for a Super Bowl team.
I'm not from Pittsburgh.
Super Bowl winning team.
I'm from Pittsburgh, but I didn't grow up in Pittsburgh, so them going to the Super Bowl don't like.
Like, he had a Super Bowl ring and everything. Like, you can just go and touch it.
What does that have to do with?
You said it's not close to home. That's as close to home as you can get, unless you win it yourself.
I wasn't even alive when that happened. How is that supposed to resonate with me?
You still have a connection.
That was a piece of jewelry in the cabinet growing up. What does that have to do
You
with me?
still have a connection. Like, that's
I don't.
dope. Like, not a
don't.
lot of people even have that. That's amazing.
I personally have no connection to the Super Bowl. If I went to the stadium, I'd have to buy a ticket. They wouldn't. They'd be like, "Who are you?"
Same
Sir.
with the Detroit Lions.
But no, I'm just talking about being invested in a team going to the Super Bowl. I'm talking about having a team that go to the Super Bowl. It's like, man, I want them to win.
You just gotta pick a winning team. Just gotta go with KC or somebody.
Nah, I'm good. I'm going with Usher. How about that? I'm going to watch the halftime show.
They do it. They get it next year. They got a taste of what it's like. It's been so long that they've even come this close that it didn't even seem possible.
They breaking up the game.
Now they got to take. They ain't said it yet.
Offensive coordinator gone. Defensive coordinator going to get a head job.
They ain't say that yet.
Huh?
They ain't say it officially yet. He had the opportunity to go last year and he didn't go to offensive coordinator. So
that's because he thought it was like, well, I'm gonna go get this Super Bowl first.
maybe he'll stay.
We shall see, but either way it goes. Shout out to the Detroit Lions though for a wonderful season, and Michigan. It's been a year.
Made it feel real good to be a Michigander again.
Yeah, this year was lit. If you root for Michigan sports, then you were excited about the University of Michigan going all the way. So that's one piece. If you're an Ohio State fan, you probably didn't feel that good about it. But, it's been a year for Michigan sports. A year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your coach left. So
it's all good. He's on the big and better things.
Losing bandwagon.
No, hey, when they sat the coach down, when they sat Harbaugh down for them, what, 4
Do not
games?
even try it, because you about to regurgitate something that I said to you, because when
you just told me the news.
You was like, Harbaugh leaving. What? I said, but the coach, the black guy is going to be the coach. He was the coach at the end of the day. You was all disappointed and depressed.
Don't get me wrong. Harbaugh been there for a long time. Look, I like what he built. But if he's going to leave it to somebody, I'd rather leave it to somebody who knows the culture, who's been there. Like, this was the best case scenario.
All the seniors gone. Y'all in
not
a
all the
rebuilding
seniors.
year.
No, it's not.
Y'all in a rebuilding
That's not
year.
true. Not all the seniors. I mean, all the seniors left, but not their main core athletes were not all seniors.
Okay.
You talking real big for somebody who, your team, anyway.
Only lost to y'all. Let's be clear.
That's the only team. That's the only.
Let's be clear.
Okay, but hold on. What game matters?
All the games
Championship,
matter.
all that. Nah. If you're at Ohio State, the Michigan game matters. You could win.
We're going forward this
if
back
you a
in
coach,
this
if you're a
November.
coach and you win every game but the Michigan Ohio State game, you still finna lose your job.
That's not true.
It is so
He
true.
lost last year. He didn't lose his job.
He didn't. Nah. Nah, let him keep losing though. See if he stay there. They just finna get Harbaugh smooth up out of there if he ain't win that game. Look, but anyways, like we said, shout out to Michigan sports. Yeah, good year. I saw a post said the Red Wings did something, but I'm not a hockey fan.
I have nothing to add.
No. Oh man, my phone ringing. Pistons, God bless y'all. We praying for y'all. Be strong out here. I'll have the mighty have fallen, but we praying for y'all.
I'm also not a basketball fan, so again, I have nothing to add.
We'll take it away.
We've talked football, and all I had was football. That's all I love.
We'll take it away to something you can talk about.
That's it. You just want me to talk so you can be in your phone. I ain't got nothing.
I'm trying to put my phone on silent so the broadcast don't get disturbed. That's it.
Nah, I am a football fan through and through. So when it comes to them other sports, snooze fest. I watched Griselda, and I think it's very good, and I can't wait to finish it.
All right. It's a good show. It is a good show. We're still pretty early on in it. How many are we? I'm so lost. We watched so many shows. Everything is lost on me. We just started that show, right?
About things right now. Yeah.
Podcasting. Welcome.
3 episodes in, and it's very good. And I think there's only like 8 episodes, so I'm excited to finish.
That's what's up. I'm excited about tonight. Kidless night. Takeout and Netflix. This is the married jewels. These are to me the nights that are just everything.
The things that keep your marriage alive.
Come on now.
Are you having trouble in your marriage? You're struggling with finding intimacy and rebuilding your relationship. Get somebody to keep your kids for a couple of days and just be who y'all used to be before the kids. We actually don't have that experience. We didn't used to be anybody before our kids because we met with our kids. Like, some couples, they get together and they don't have kids, so they have this span of time where they're just enjoying. I have more time couples.
Of knowing you without the
Not
kids.
As an adult, when we can do whatever we want. We live together. We can sex wherever we want. We can go out to eat whenever we want. We were 16 and 17 years old. Like, we weren't doing anything together. You have to throw that away into the pool, into the sea of forgetfulness. As adults, we came into this relationship with children. So like we don't have that period that most couples have when they are together. They get to experience traveling and living together and all the things that feel good before they invite kids in. And then kids change the whole landscape of your relationship. We came in with a large landscape. We had several territories, 5 kids that we had to navigate around.
I ain't gonna complain because this co-parenting sends them away every other weekend. we get that time, so I won't complain. I know some people who don't get that at all. So some people got 5 kids, not a grandparent to send them to or nothing. So I'll be grateful for what we do got.
You gotta find some of them babysitters that take them in their house and just keep them for a couple of days. Tell them you're going on vacation.
That's the win.
Do a staycation and just stay at home and have sex like bunnies and pretend like
bunnies.
They're not ever coming back, even though they are. But it feels good to just get a kid-free moment.
I wanted to when I was on my way to the gas station, I saw this clip and I said, "This is perfect to talk about." Maybe I feel that way, maybe you won't, but we'll see. I thought it was interesting. I want to get your take on this. So this is...
Are you about to play something?
Yes.
Oh, I don't like these clips. I don't never know what to do with my face. Like, just look at the camera, just look at you.
That's what you get for overthinking. Just be yourself. Like, just be yourself.
That's awkward.
Oh, my God.
Old friend wanted to rekindle. He said he wanted to take me out, but Dad, so recently an old friend wanted to rekindle. He said he wanted to take me out, but I kindly declined. I did. But instead, I suggested that he actually use that money to just buy a couple things to put in my fridge. He said, all right, we can do that. I said, cool. We get off the phone, then he calls me right back. He's like, let me come over. I said, no, I know what you're on and I'm not trying to be on that kind of time. I said, let's just see each other tomorrow. We can catch up, talk and everything. He's like, all right. Next day comes, he says, you know what, I thought about this isn't gonna work. Okay, yeah, let's move past that. My question is, did he say that because he knows that I need help and can't help me, doesn't want to help me, or because I don't want to smash? Does it sound like I'm treating him like a trick? Because I'm not willing to smash. I told him I'm not interested in having any kind of sex. I'm okay with hanging out. I need a couple things. I am tired. I don't want to have to smash just to get some damn help.
I am so curious as to what your thoughts are.
I guess I need a recap of what she's saying. She's saying that somebody that want to have sex with her, she doesn't want to have sex with them, but she wants him to buy stuff for her.
Her scenario was that she started off by saying, and I missed this the first time I heard it, but she said, so there was a friend who wanted to rekindle. So I'm wondering if there was already something that was going on in the past and he was trying to rekindle. She declined that going out and said, well, instead of us going out, like, can you just help me out? Like, just give me a couple of things to put in my fridge. He said, yeah, that's cool. We can do that. Bought her some groceries. The next day, hit her up like, hey, can we hang out or whatever? And she was like, yeah, I told you I'm not on that type of time because I know you just trying to smash or whatever. And he was like, you know what? Like, I'm good. Like, I guess the next day she was down to hang out after he bought the groceries. And he was like, nah, I'm good. Like, on second thought, like, I'm cool. And she felt offended by that. She felt like, oh, if you can't have sex with me, or like, did you stop talking to me because you feel like I'm somebody who needs help, or did you stop talking to me because you want to have sex with me and I won't let you?
It's probably a little bit of both. It didn't. Now we only getting one side, and it's lacking so much context. But did he ask to have sex, or was she assuming that he wanted to have sex? Because it sounded like he just asked to come over.
That's what I'm saying. So we have the assumption that him asking to spend time with you is assuming that he wants sex with you. And my thing is, it's like, okay, if you're declining to go out with them, how does that turn into, how about you just give me a couple groceries?
I mean, I can understand, like, okay, you want to go out and spend money, and I'm like, nah, like, I don't have food, so come over and bring food, and we'll chill, and maybe I'll cook or whatever, and we don't have to go out. But it sounds like she just wanted the food and not to spend time with him, and I wouldn't be mad at him for that. Like, if he bought the food under the assumption that I'm going to be able to come chill and eat the food with you,
you could at least cook the brother a meal, like a to-go plate.
I feel like that's a no-brainer. She is just being a brat at this point if she's even asking, why did he didn't want to come talk to me? Did he just want to smash? Like, it's not your fault. I mean, it's not his fault. It's your fault.
Yeah, I think you saw someone, he said he knows I need help right now. So you saw he was willing to help. So now that he's willing to help, now you're willing to spend time with them.
And I got another more important thing that trumps all of that. If you're struggling and can't put food in your refrigerator, stop entertaining people. You need to work on yourself.
Period. Like, if you're not in a position to take care of yourself, don't start a relationship under the precedence that I need you to take care of me.
I would never get in a relationship and not be able to put food in my refrigerator. I got bigger things to worry about than what time you coming over, where you been, who you with, what time we going out. No, I need to get my life together. If I can't provide my basic needs for myself, I don't have time for anybody else. That's stupid. And
it's a different reality when you already are in a situation and maybe something happens. You have a car accident or something happens to where you fall on hard times financially. That's different than you starting a relationship under the precipice that I need help.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm with you already and you go through something, it's like, oh, no, look, I got you. You know, I have this. I can help you. You know, that's one thing. But I think for you to start a relationship under the precedence that, hey, I need help. And then when he's like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm trying to build a relationship. If you don't want that, cool. But I'm not signing up to be charity.
And it's also like this weird, I don't know, I almost say nature, but it's this weird thing that happens. We talked about this once before on a weekly check-in where we talked about people testing people. Like, it could have been a situation where she was testing him. I want to see if he's willing to provide for me, give me what I need, and without any strings attached. She found out that he did, but he also sounded like he know his value a little bit. You struggling? I got you. We had a previous relationship. I'm going to help you. But I'm not about to be your honeypot, your sugar daddy. So here you go. Here go your groceries. Now I'm going on about my business.
In my mind.
He's a smart man.
This is just conjecture. I guarantee you he talked to one of the homies. I guarantee Tyler was like, bro, you did what? I mean, I ain't saying, like, so you bought her groceries? And she said she don't want to hang out at all? It's like, what are you getting out of this? Like, not even on the sexual tip, but just like you're going into this because you want to get to know her. You trying to build something. She made it clear she does not want that. So then what is this?
It's a friend helping a friend. Now he about to move on. And she SOL.
So what is an acceptable time frame for you to ask for that type of help? Like, clearly this is the beginning of something.
To me, there is no acceptable time frame to ask for that type of help, because I stand on my previous statement. If you need that type of help, you don't have any business entertaining someone of the opposite sex. If you need that type of help, like food in your refrigerator, paying your rent, the necessities, if you need help with that stuff, you have bigger fish to fry than trying to figure out a relationship. That's how I feel about it.
So
now, if we've been kicking it for a minute and, like you said, extenuating circumstances happen and I fall on hard
that's
times,
what I was asking you. The minute. What's the minute?
What's a minute?
I said, what's an acceptable time frame? You said if we've been kicking it for a minute. What is that?
If I'm spending time with you and we have feelings for each other, we enjoy each other's company, and something happens where I cannot provide for myself and you're in a position to help, I don't know if there's 2 weeks, 2 days, whatever. I don't think there's a acceptable time frame. I think it's on the posture of the person who is in a position to help. Because to me, if me and you were talking for 2 days and you got in a car accident on the third day and now you don't have a car, you need a rental, I don't have no problem helping you with a rental because you're somebody that I've decided I want to spend time with. I see this is a legitimate area where you need help and I can help you. But I'm talking about those activities of daily living, your basic needs. In the beginning, if it's day 2 and 3 and you don't have no food in your refrigerator, I'm probably still going to help you, but I'm going to tell you, look, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to pull your time away from what you got going on. You need to get yourself together, because I also don't want to be in a relationship with somebody I got to take care of.
They don't hold women to those standards. That's only men that they do that too.
That's their fault.
Women can be broke as all get out and be with a man, and it's okay. Do you know how
That's
crazy?
Because most men date to get vagina. So they like, if I do this, then she gonna give me vagina.
Girls don't have sex or don't want sex when they date.
I think it's more for the other benefits.
This is that women's PR stuff I've been talking about.
I think it's more for the other benefits. I mean, yeah, good sex is a part of it, but I don't
y'all
think that...
exposed now. At one point, I would have believed y'all. I know I've discovered through this podcast that girls actually like sex.
Well, first of all, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. Like, if I have a guy who takes me on trips and like, I would date him just for that. Just like,
I'm saying there are girls who date to have sex.
Absolutely, but I think it's less than men.
For sure. I think their priorities are in different places, just as a core. But what I'm saying is that I think women do not have to be at a certain place financially to begin dating.
I've dated a lot of broke boys. Men don't either.
Yeah, but you were just saying, I don't think you should be doing that until you get your stuff together. I don't think that applies to women.
I mean, it don't apply to some men too, but I think people who date people who are not, I won't say on the same level, but like compatible in that area. So if I go into a situation knowing that you're on tough times and you can't do for me as I do for you, I can understand that. But when you come in expecting something, I just don't think that that's fair. Expecting me to take care of you and then you be like, nah, I don't want to spend time with you. What? A relationship is supposed to be mutually beneficial. Where's his benefit?
I feel you. I just don't. I'm not sure if there's a lot of men who are given the range to come into a relationship expecting a woman to take care of them.
There are so many women right now with a Negro that's been playing PS5 on her couch all day listening to this like now.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I 100% agree with that. What I'm saying is that I think in the beginning, if that's known, most women are running. Like, I think when that happens, usually they've already been attached from something else. Maybe it started off just sexual and then they got hooked by that, or maybe you really developed feelings for him before you knew really the state of it. But I think most women offer it before you develop feelings, before you have sex. If you see he don't got nothing going for him, if you don't have other things you like, nah, probably not. I think there's a lot of, like, you look at the whole thing about where you go on your first date. It's droves of women saying that if you go to Applebee's or Cheesecake Factory, you can't go on the second day, or I'm getting up and leaving because the restaurant somehow speaks something to who the man is. There's no conversation about where a woman go. Like, I don't even know conversations for dudes who are like, what are first date things that disqualify a woman? I don't even see those conversations. I don't even know what that is.
I just saw something like that on Facebook. Those things talking about teeth, and there were so many men in the comments talking about teeth and how
physical.
Yeah, and I also believe. Well, I saw a post that said, "Ladies, can y'all afford to take men on the type of dates that y'all expect them to take y'all on?"
Ooh, that's good.
And I mean, yes, number one, we can. But I also feel
yes,
like
you can. Don't speak for this. I mean, cannot.
And the girls that I hang with, they can.
There's a lot of people who was on that post like, who cannot afford.
They can.
They on a Cheesecake Factory budget.
But Cheesecake Factory is expensive, first of all. Like,
that's what I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. Because I done went.
I don't know where y'all be going. But
we done went and just got cheesecake and spent over $100. Now, granted, we eating way more cheesecake than the average human being should be eating. But we ain't even got no entrees, and we spent over $100 on just desserts.
So I don't know. Like, I guess people expect like Capital Grill, Houston's, Eddie V's, Ocean Prime. I don't have enough dating experience as an adult to speak from that perspective. Mm-hmm. Most of my dating experience comes from my early 20s. And so when I say I dated a lot of broke boys that could not do anything for me, more than I care to admit on this here podcast. So I come from the perspective that I don't understand what you're saying, because I know girls who, and me myself, dated men who could do nothing for me, but I enjoyed their company, and like it was a good time to kick it. Maybe we smoked together, and that was about it. So I wasn't benefiting anything. They weren't paying my bills. They weren't tricking out on me, but I still let them sleep on my couch. I let them sleep in the bed with me. I let them stay home all day and play. PS5 wasn't out then, but PlayStation while I went to work.
How old were you?
I said my early 20s.
Yeah.
But I also said I don't have a lot of dating experience as an adult. I can't speak from the same perspective as some of these women who are demanding this high level of take care of me ismness.
Yeah.
I don't have that. And I've never went into a relationship with the expectation that my man was going to take care of me.
You can look out in the landscape though and see that narrative though, even though that's not your personal experience.
Yeah, I'd be wondering how many of them actually get what they asked for.
I think the vast majority of them are single.
So
I'm like, ain't no way you gotta.
Might want to curb your expectations a little bit, sis.
I don't know if they are, but I'll be looking at some guy. I was like, okay, you definitely got to be single. Like, there's no way. Like I don't know if it was staged or not, but the clip that went viral about the girl who was like, he took me to the Cheesecake Factory. Mm-hmm. Like I like take me home. I was like, yo, she got to be single. There's no way. To this day, she got to be single.
I mean, truly. It all boils down to if a person is really interested in you for who you are, it don't matter where they take you.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Like, cause I'm a really down to earth chick. So I love to get dressed up and go to fancy restaurants. But if we go to the Cheesecake Factory, if we go to Five Guys, if we go to Chick-fil-A, I'm a happy camper. So it just doesn't, I don't know. It don't resonate with me.
Yeah. I got tore down in a group live that I don't even know how I got like put on. I think I commented on it because the homies was in there. I was like, oh, Russ, man, you a good person to be in this conversation. So they patched me on the live. It was, I ain't gonna say their names, but they were arguing. They were all men and one girl. Mm-hmm. And they were arguing. The main person said only women and children are loved unconditionally. Men are only loved under the basis that they can provide something. And
sound like somebody hurt.
And I said the opposite. I was like, man, I would like to agree with you, but I kind of echoed what your sentiment is. I said, I know too many women in this day and age who right now, especially in the African American culture in America, the black woman is more educated and higher paid. And I know far too many women who are with a lot of men who ain't really providing much of anything, but they still with them out of love, out of I'm gonna stick beside them, and they argue me down. And I think a lot of people are kind of chained by their personal experience. It's like, okay, but look outside of what you personally are going through and look at the landscape. You telling me every girl is with a dude based on what he can provide, even though it's a lot of men out here who ain't providing? The vast majority of homes like are gone fatherless, right? Like that's evidence of what we're talking about, you know? But there's a lot of people who feel like that. And I think it's birthed out of something that rather it's birthed from human experience, it's birthed from just kind of what's pushed societally here in the U.S.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I see people who have these conversations about their expectations, and they're usually like Instagram model status people who have a lot of attention because of their looks and feel like because of that they have options. I think the everyday run-of-the-mill person is just really looking for somebody that truly cares about them. And if you can't provide for me, aka take care of me financially, that does not push me away from you. And it also doesn't devalue you as a person. If I only dated people who made more money than me, I wouldn't be with you and I would have missed out. Like, it's just certain things that I just think are less important in the grand scheme of things. And if I needed somebody to take care of me, but I didn't have my emotional needs taken care of, I wasn't considered at all in my relationship, but yet you provide for me financially, I think I'd be a really miserable person. I need somebody that, despite all of that, is still there to ride or die for me. And I can pay my own bills. That's just how I feel about it.
So first date, you down to go anywhere?
I think I offered to pay for our first date or like pay for dinner or something. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, you did the pump fake, and I appreciate it.
It wasn't a pump fake.
I
literally would have paid.
I got a theory about the first date. Brandy disagrees with me, but I really think like women, most of the time the dude's gonna pay on the first date. Not all the time, but most of the time. I think even if you're not, just, you know, act like you willing, you know, like just do a little pump fake. Hey, you want me to get it? You know?
I don't have time for that. I am too grown for that. I was not pump faking. And first, I was used to paying. So I was like, look, I'll pay. It wasn't a pump fake.
How you used to pay and you weren't dating?
I'm saying.
When you was early 20s?
Yeah, my husband, my ex-husband, he really like took that lead. Like, okay, I'll pay for that, whatever. So that was the first time that I actually got to relax. But my dating experience, again, was me paying for stuff. So
I was like, drug dealers and you paying?
Listen, you live and you learn, okay? I wouldn't do it again. I bet you that.
Ladies, go for the pump fake. Go for the pump fake. You want me to get it?
Or just really mean it. I think I think a lot of men don't expect that. And I really took pride on the dates where I could take you out or I could surprise you with something, because it made me feel like I was showing you I don't need you to take care of me.
That's more so what it was.
Everything that you do for
it's
me,
more of a
but
flex.
I could take care of you too. Like, let me spoil you a little bit.
It's more of a flex.
It's not a flex. Like, I love taking care of my man. It's not a problem for me. So, I mean, here you go. Let me pay for it. We're good. Now it'll come all out of the same account. So we can go where I like to go. And we can pay like the $400 and $500 for it when the time calls for it. I hate them
meals. I hate them meals. I have yet to pay over $200 for a meal and actually feel like it was worth it.
Nah, you really enjoyed that Ruth Chris. You said that was the best thing you ever had.
And still wasn't worth what we paid for it. Still wasn't worth what we paid for it. It was a good steak, but it still was not worth what I paid for it.
See, and that's another thing for me. When I do want to go out and do it up, I do go, I think, above and beyond what the regular level is. So for me to expect that we're going to go to a $400 or $500 dinner and just expect you to pay for it, I don't know. When we dating, I don't really know what your finances is like that. So if
we weren't going to places like that when we was dating.
We didn't.
No.
What were we engaged when we went to Ruth Chris? I don't think we were.
Yes, we were.
Were we?
Yeah, we were engaged.
And I remember it all. It's all blurred together.
Yeah,
now.
but that was your son's birthday dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, nah. I'm not. I'm really big on not minimizing anybody to what they can do for you. Like, that is a part of it. I don't think you should bring anybody into your life who can add value to your life, but that should not be based solely on what they do, but more so on who they are. Like, if everything I'm invested in terms of our relationship has to do with what you do for me and not of who you are, then it's like, what we doing?
And I think just like what we talked about on the last episode, instead of looking at what you can do for me, I'm looking at it like, how can I serve you? How is the best way? And if we both go into it like that, we'll never outdo each other. So, I mean, if you want to just be taken care of, I necessarily don't think that there's anything wrong with that. If you can find somebody who agrees to do that, then have at it. I just don't see that as a meaningful relationship. It's more like a business arrangement. And that's cool for some people. Maybe some people want that. They don't want the fuss and muss of dealing with emotions.
It's just
and
not
all
sustainable.
That. But I don't know. It's people who are in long-term relationships
And miserable.
waiting for the man to die.
Miserable. Waiting for him to die is crazy. Is crazy.
Tell me, it's a bunch of Anna Nicole Smiths out there that's like, I'm just waiting. I think Howard got about 6 more years. I'm going to just wait it out. You see it?
Howard.
I don't know. It just came to mind.
Howard definitely sounds like somebody they're waiting on him to die.
I think that was Anna Nicole's husband's name.
I wouldn't know. I have no idea. I hadn't know who that lady was until her husband was gone. I said, who's she? She had a show and everything. Who was this person?
But yeah, so, I mean, to each his own. If that's what you're looking for, I just think that you have to make sure that the person that you're going after knows that you see him as a trick. Because they probably don't. They probably are really invested in getting to know you and spending time with you and eventually loving you. And if you're only using them to get things, that's what it is. It's a trick. And people have long-term relationships like that.
I always think it's weird when the dude is really proud to be that, though. Like, the guy who has a lot of money but uses it as a flex. It's like, would she be with you if you didn't have the money?
That's how I feel about Shaquille O'Neal. Nobody really wants Shaquille O'Neal.
He's fun.
Oh, okay.
He's a fun personality.
There's a lot of people like on that level, like Ron Jeremy. Like, nobody really wants you.
Who's Ron Jeremy?
Well, he used to be a porn star. I don't know if he still is, but
Oh, wow.
he's very unattractive in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if he was a porn star, maybe there's something else he was offering that there was
Howard
like
Stern. I mean, it's just people that you just be like,
if you weren't you,
nobody would date you.
if you weren't you wouldn't have her. Like, let's be clear. And it's like a weird flex. Like, to me, this is me personally. I don't know if I could be with somebody when I know deep down, like, there's no way I could be there's no way you would talk to me if I didn't have money. Like, you can look at you and look at the person you with and be like, nah, yeah, no.
All them young girls would not have been around Hugh Hefner if he wasn't Hugh Hefner. It's just like one of those things. But
Hugh Hefner was player though.
But he leveraged what he had and he got what he wanted. So I think in those same situations, that's the prize. Is like, I get to say I have this person on my arm, and you probably are looking at me like, how he get her? He must got money. And you like, yep, I sure do. And you don't, and you can't have it.
Weird flex, but okay. I don't know. This is me. I couldn't do it. I don't know if I could be with somebody who I know doesn't really like me. It would make me feel used.
Even if you benefited in every other way?
But see, I'm wired different like that. Like, I can't enjoy sex if I know you're not into it.
She might make you believe she into it. Or she might even actually be into it.
I'm not wired that way. I can't.
She might have came for the money and got a little surprise. Bang, bang. She's like, oh, he got money and he can lay it down.
But if I know you're only if you wouldn't even know that, you wouldn't even sleep with me if it wasn't for what I have. I think people just want what's real. And even when we settle for the opposite, I don't think that changes what we would prefer. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's true. I think that's why she always, I won't say always, but typically has a side piece that does not have the same amount of money, but provides the love and support and those other feelings that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I mean, whatever.
Money and
do what
all
they
of the
wanna do.
flash and all that stuff is just the man BBL. It's like the thing that you can show on the outside to attract the people.
Enhances your attractiveness.
It's like, okay, you know, a part of you says, well, I just want to have this for myself. Like, I just want the way this fits on me. And I'm not saying that there's not a space for that, or, you know, I want this body enhancement because I want my clothes to lay a certain way. I'm doing this for me. You cannot separate that these traits are only attractive to people because of how the other sex responds to it. Like, we're attracted to those reproductive traits. You know what I'm saying? Breasts are attractive because of nature. That's the only reason that body part is attractive to us. All of those are reproductive traits. Breasts feed babies. Booties, hips, childbearing. All of that is a part of why we're attracted to it. Now, because people focus on that, it makes, like, men really do not care about providing, other than the fact that we know women like providers. If y'all didn't care about that, we would not care about it either. And there are a lot of dudes who, even though y'all care about that, still don't. It's about what other, and when you don't have like a lot of self-esteem, or when you don't really love you try to put all of the picture together to, you know what I'm saying, to make it look like something. Like, please don't misconstrue me. I'm not saying that everybody who's got a BBL does not love themselves. And I'm saying that every dude who wears designer does not love themselves. But I am saying that there are some of those people who try to exude a picture of something and will settle for a counterfeit version of what love is, because they don't value themselves. It's like, I know you only with me because I got this body like this. I know you don't really care about what I think, about what I feel. You just want to hump on me all day. But I'll settle for that because I don't value myself. There are those people. There's some dudes who don't really care if you love him or not. I like the way it feels when I walk into a room and I got a pretty girl on my arm. I know you wouldn't. There's no way I'd be able to pull you if I didn't have money. But I do got money, and I'll settle for the fact that you don't really love me. You love what I can do for you, and that's okay for me. Because over valuing myself, I value what this looks like.
Yeah, it sounds miserable.
I'm not here. I can't do that. I cannot do that. I'll take who I really feel like you love me, and I'll take that over walking into a room with the girl that people feel like is just, you know, are you okay? What was that?
Yeah, it was just really loud, and it like made my head go.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I've been in that particular situation, but I have been in the situation where I don't necessarily value myself as much as I should, and then I settle for a lesser version of what I know I deserve just because somebody's around. So instead of just valuing money, I value their presence, and I don't want to be alone. So I settle for that. I think people settle in all types of relationships. Would I rather settle in a relationship where I'm at least benefiting financially? Sure, probably. So I can understand why people do it. But
sure, probably. I mean, if I'm going to settle, I'd rather settle on a beach than
I'm just going to be honest.
In the hood.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Why you gotta settle it all?
You don't, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that people settle for a variety of reasons, and I do believe that it all settles down or boils down to how you feel about yourself. If you don't feel great about yourself, you will accept less than what you deserve. What you attract is a direct reflection of what you feel about yourself. And I just think a lot of people don't feel good about themselves, and they use other things, BBLs, money, trips, whatever, to feel good about themselves. And the core of the issue is like, you need to do the work to feel good about yourself, to love yourself.
Question.
I might have an answer.
In this current landscape of dating, say for some reason you're plunged back into the dating pool, either by my passing or by my what would be easier for you to move on from? Like, if I just did something, if I did something like trash and you were really hurt from something I did, that probably would make it harder to be. You probably be like, you know what? this is why I'm better off being single. Versus if I like passed away, then you'd be like, you know what?
Such a random question.
You know what? He will want me to be happy. It'd probably be easier. So let's say I passed away.
Okay.
Would you, knowing what you know now about the current dating landscape, would you be comfortable stepping back out there again?
Yes, because I know that good men exist, and I've not been tainted by my experiences.
That's deep.
Well, it's the truth.
You deep.
I'm wise enough to know in my big age that not all men are the same. If I found you, I know that good men still exist. Luckily for us, it's the wide age of social media where you do see healthy whole relationships from what they're presenting. And I ain't mad at that. Yesterday, I got lost on somebody's TikTok. It was a lady who was finding out that she was pregnant with her 8th baby. And she was freaking out. Not because her husband would flip out and overreact, but just because she's like, man, you know, we're trusting God to provide as many children as he sees fit to us. But I really did not think we were going to have number 8 and so soon after number 7. And she's just filming it, her natural expression, like taking the pregnancy test and what she went through afterwards. And he came in and loved on that woman. He was like, we going to be all right. God ain't never failed us. Like, we got everything that we need. I mean, just really spoke life into her. And I was like, man, like I would do pregnancy all over again just to have that. And I would do dating again just to have a chance to have this again.
So I think
I just laid a bar on you, like really lovingly, and you just gonna skip past that. And I'm like,
I was about to like segue into something based on what you said, and you stepped all over.
Y'all, you just go.
All right, y'all. Let's let a moment of silence. Let's let that sit and simmer. That deepness that Brandy just spoke.
What you was about to say,
baby? I love you.
Because now I feel like you gonna have to give me a baby to make up for that.
All right, now you know you don't want that smoke. I don't even know why you fronting for these people on here.
I'm gonna show you the Instagram. It was beautiful.
Don't let
or TikTok.
It's all sweet till we up at 3 o'clock in the morning, frustrated, arguing about who gonna get up.
It was beautiful.
Get the bottle. So I think last time we had this conversation, we were talking about what are your non-negotiables, and that was kind of based on, or what attracted you based on who you used to be. Remember, you were like little Trey Songz, you know, he gotta have like a little.
I remember. I remember.
Favorite moment, one of the favorite moments on the podcast. You now, right, at this age, this ripe age that you are at 39. I was about to say 40, but I stopped myself. I did good. At 39, what are they now? What attracts you now? What are you looking for?
Number one, it's got to be somebody that has a relationship with God. I need somebody that's going to pray me through the hard times that are inevitably to come. And if I'm mourning you, I need somebody that understands and respects the loss that happened. I need somebody that's going to love my kids. And I need somebody that will just, I think, support me in my endeavors in life, and also just want to be a team. And I don't care what he look like. I don't care how much money he make. I don't.
To an extent.
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to date nobody who literally can't come in and help build where we're trying to go. But I need to be attractive to them. That's what I'm saying. But I don't care if he's white, black, Asian, Mexican, Indonesian.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Older, a little bit younger.
I'm saying he don't gotta have no teeth.
I mean, I have to be attractive, of course,
for sure.
But it's just deeper than that now. I think being younger, and even when after my first divorce, I was not. For half a second, I was open to dating a white dude, and then I had a white dude who totally blew it for every white man ever to probably come in my direction. So I'm gonna take that back. White probably is out.
Okay, all right. If black brothers still got a chance after this, what you? through, then you definitely got to get him a pass.
I see some good ones. Listen, I'm still trying to find that one. I ain't been up close on too many of them.
All right. We ain't having this conversation for real anyway, so I don't even know what you talk about giving nobody no chance for.
God call you home. You don't never know.
He told me we going together at the same time, holding hands like on a notebook.
Now you just
in
posted
a retirement
about Jackie
home.
Hill Perry, so you don't be saying what God said. Do not do that.
Well, I'm gonna pray that that's how he let us go. If you ever seen the Notebook, they went at a retiring home at the same time, holding hands in their sleep.
My old boss, her mother died and her dad died the next day. One of the two, but it was days after each other.
I want to go to sleep, wake up in our cuddle position, and they finally like,
we won't wake up, babe. If we
well, they wake up. This is beautiful, you know.
Yeah. No. Okay.
That's my vision. We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
You said running by. You said man of God.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care what he look like. He could come from any walk of life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care how much you make. He just got to be a Christian and love God.
He got to be a team player. He got to be able to support me in my endeavors, but also have his own stuff going on and then want to build something as a team. This is no shade. I'm not saying I don't have this.
I don't even like.
I'm not saying I don't have this.
If you gotta brace yourself for this,
I mean, I was just really gonna say I really want somebody who has a vision, like who has the ability to plan and who has the ability to set a goal for himself and for our family and work that plan until it comes to fruition. And that's praying through it, but that's also getting out there and grinding for it. I want to be led in that way. So that's what I would be looking for.
Okay.
You?
I don't know.
Wow. That makes for a great podcast discussion.
Well, excuse me that I'm not thinking about what I be looking for after
it was
you
on
go.
the spot. You have a podcast. You're supposed to be able to think like that.
I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have like a real stringent list.
They'd be looking for somebody just like me.
No.
Yes,
I don't want a recreation. I probably would try to get something.
Brandy did not make that pepper steak like that.
I probably want something completely off. Like, don't try to cook. Like, we gonna go out to eat. Like, nah, we not finna podcast. Like, I need something completely opposite. So I don't try to compare. I don't want no areas where I would have to like.
But you gonna compare? She gonna be your wife.
That don't mean I gotta compare.
Yeah, like
it's new.
Okay.
New.
You'll be like, she didn't do it like that.
Cause she's not supposed to. She's
You're
completely different. I'm going completely. She's completely different. Yeah. I think it'd be more so about like quality of life at that point. Like in my mind, I've already had like the grand love story. So for me at this point, it's just like
men don't really be having criteria like that, anyways.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't. I really feel like
what
that.
What are you basing this on?
Your answer for this question. What are the things you look for in a woman?
So what does that speak to you?
In a woman?
What is it? I know what I look for in a woman. I'm talking about
a great catch. It said you got lucky.
Okay. All right.
God was with you.
My thing is I want to be you know me, I'm really big on communication, so I want to be with somebody who respects me. I want to be with somebody who like feel like I would imagine if you went home like, okay, I'm towards the end of my days. I want to be with somebody who I can have fun with. Don't come in here with no nasty energy. Don't come in here with no attitude. I'm not going to be with nobody. Okay, be happy. You want to have a good time? It's cool. My kids is grown. Like, I don't need you to come and be a mom. I don't need you to cook. Like, let's have fun.
You just want to enjoy.
I want to enjoy my last days. I want to be with somebody who genuinely loves me and loves me well. We can fill up the moments with love and joy. That's it. So, I mean, of course, I feel like there's certain things I'm not saying because they're like a given. I'm not going to be with no Buddhist, Muslim, Satanist or whatever thing. Like, we got to be able to go to church together. I need to be able to pray with you and all that stuff. That's a given. But like in my mind, when I'm thinking this scenario, my vision is complete. So I don't need you to come in and with the vision or all that. Like in my mind, it's like, okay, just come in, don't disrupt anything. Come in, don't disrupt nothing.
Gonna fit in my life that I can have fun with.
I feel like when I go home, hopefully things are established for you in a way to where you don't got to worry about coming and direct nothing, because this is established and set.
He gotta manage what you left behind.
Like, I don't need you to come and pay for nothing. Sit here, look cute.
You gotta manage what you left behind.
You don't look but see, no. You gonna manage it. That's why I left for you. Don't let nobody come in and call shots on what we built.
My husband like,
and say, look,
he left us. So we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with it.
Nah, I went home to glory and I'm watching over you, and I'll start tipping over cups in the middle of the night, waking you up if you mess up the bag. I'm gonna be like, hey, look.
But I think the premise of your conversation was, is there still potential in dating? Like, is it still worth it to get out there? From what we hear, the dating pool has piss in it. Yeah. There are no good catches out there anymore. I don't believe any of that stuff. And I just believe, like most of the things, we're speaking from a place of hurt. We've been disappointed for so long that it's like, I'm just sick of it. I don't even want to try. But I think if you don't try, you'll miss out. And I would definitely jump back in there in a heartbeat. Well, not in a heartbeat. I'd wait a little bit, but I definitely jump
really
back
enthusiastic to get out there again. So that's wow.
I jumped back out there. I went to
in a heartbeat.
But what
as soon as mine stopped.
What I mean is,
let's go.
I wouldn't be hesitant because I would be worried. That's what I mean by in a heartbeat. Like I would want to heal, obviously.
You'd have a more of an optimistic look on it.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And I think there's a conversation there that we probably should explore. We might need to bring in another voice for that, is we might not have as much experience, but like, what does that look like after that? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So 100%. I like this conversation because I feel like, because we're married and most of this is based on our experience, like I don't feel like we cater to our singles a lot. So like, for the people that rock with us, is like, look, I don't got no man.
We're giving them something to hope for, something to look forward to.
Like,
we don't have to speak
like
to where they at. They there.
Like, before we start talking about finances and what to do, you know, in this scenario, like I just need to meet them. Like, and I keep going on these dates, and you know, like I've never had the experience of like, I don't think either one of us has had the experience of like, I'm just going on a date blind. I talked to you a couple times in the message. Maybe we text back and forth a little bit, but the first time I want to talk to you face to face is when we go out on this date. I've never had that experience. Everybody have.
Which is why we can't speak to it. Dating is so different than when we were, well, you had a little bit of experience because you was out there thotting and bapping.
Not enough to speak on it because it wasn't for me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell the stories because but there's a lot of them situations. I did not have one situation where I went in just cold and had a good time.
Yeah, I can't relate. When I had the opportunity to be on dating apps and get set up, and I just was like, no, that's not for me. I need that personal connection to somebody. And if we've all been in the same circle for a few times or something, I just can't just go on a date with people. I'm way too, lack of a better term, callous for that. I don't open up to people like very much. So for me to sit down and you just like fire questions back at me,
I can picture it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a miserable time for both of us.
Okay,
like, is you done? Like, I don't think people get me in intimate scenarios like that. You have to know a little something about me. So I knew that going in, so I wasn't gonna put nobody through that.
I think I'm a little bit opposite. I think I present really well on first dates, but what I think that created is this, I don't know, I think girls like,
he's Mr. Right and I want to marry him and be with him for the rest of my life. That's what they got.
I feel like when y'all get in y'all mind, y'all want somebody, they're yours already in your head.
That's why you got to be a little bit mean.
I'm trying to figure out how we just got drinks one time and now you checking me about how long I take me to text back. who are you to me? We ain't even, I wouldn't even call you a friend. We went somewhere together at the same time. We exchanged conversation. Now you talking about something. I never get this. There was a young lady who I met for drinks on a random. So
random, because when I see her, I be like, what are you thinking?
It's a rough season of my life, and don't do that, okay? It's a rough season of my life. Met her for drinks.
What?
And I ain't gonna lie, like there's and some of y'all might identify with this. There's like this thing where like you just be bored. Like it's like
I guess I'll go.
I wonder. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you doing that now.
You know, and I went there, had some good conversation, but in my mind I was like, you know, like this is not a thing. You know what I mean? So right after that, it was straight to invite me to the crib. Hey, do you drink wine? You blah, blah, blah. Hey, come on. And I kept declining the invitation. After the third decline, it was immediate offense, as if I'm playing with you. It's like, what expectation do you have in your head to where because I declined to come over your house, now I'm playing with your emotions? I'm being very honest. Nah, I don't think I like that. Nah, I'm okay.
I think people see potential. Like if you have the potential to be a good man and I'm looking for a good man, I just don't want to let you go on a random.
Yeah, that's the delusion of it.
Well, and it doesn't sound like you ever had the conversation like, I'm not interested in nothing more. Like we went on drinks, it's cool, but I don't want to continue this. I think you have to be very final with people.
Well, see, in my mind, us going to get drinks one time does not equate to me having to break up with you.
It's not a breakup, but if you through that set of circumstances, so we out having drinks and I'm like, this ain't nothing I'm going to pursue. Just have that conversation, because it still leaves an openness for people like, oh, he went on a drink with me. He might still be answering my texts. Not you, but some of them are still sending good morning texts every morning. And it's like, I don't know what's happening here.
But in my mind, like if we still texting, we're still talking, then we're still building. We're in communication. Me not coming over your house at 2:00 in the morning is not a decline to get to know you. It's a decline to have sex with you, because that's what I was in my mind. If you trying to get me come over and drink wine at 1:00 in the morning, and I'm like, yo, it's late, I gotta work in the morning, that's not gonna work. Like to me, that's not, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm about to make a vague statement, and I'm probably wrong, but it's how I feel. And y'all know my heart. I love y'all. But I feel like women are better at like seeing potential, and because the potential's there, I'm going to just lean into the delusion of what I want, even if it's not there.
I mean, a little bit of that is true.
Guys do that for sex.
It's a little true. You know? I mean, I won't say we.
If somebody's like, why you like, what makes you think this is that? I didn't text you back for half an hour. You got the nerve.
There are some people that are the extreme end of that, right? Like, because I want you and I've had a little bit of a chance with you, then that means you're mine. I also think that, like, if you can tell that someone is interested in you and you know you're not interested in them, it just behooves you to just have the conversation so there is no confusing it. Now, there's some people that you can have the conversation with and they still gonna pursue you. That's a little bit of
what I find
on
out
the other end of the spectrum.
What I found out is that it's very rarely that you communicate that and it's just accepted. It's usually immediate offense, as if me not wanting
maturity.
Me not wanting to be with you is, are you playing with me? You don't introduce me to a vibe you can't maintain.
You being so specific that person gonna know you talking about them.
These several people. This is not. Now this isn't based on just that one thing, but like it was most like you. How you blocking me? Like, okay, all right. Me not wanting to be with you is offending you, and it's like.
I think again, it's immaturity, and I think that probably tap dances on some people's rejection issues.
Absolutely,
and they can't separate you from the feelings that they've had once, maybe several times before, and that automatic feeling of offense. I mean, it happened to us. Luckily, I had Jesus on my side and didn't flip out on you in Walmart, but all you did was ask for my phone number and write a soliloquy to tell me how much you were interested.
So much on it.
I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it.
That's not a soliloquy. Soliloquy is a poem.
I'm just, it was very poetic. Okay, to tell me how much you were interested in me, and then you disappeared.
I just said I like to talk to you on the phone.
No,
I like to get
I'm
to know you.
Y'all, I'm gonna read it.
Read it. All I
y'all
said,
got to give me a minute because we been together for about 4 years now. So I gotta go
would love
back.
to get to know you again after all time. Like, it'd be great to reconnect. Can I have your phone number? I wouldn't like when I think about what we could be in the future. When I think about what we can build, I want you to know I need to speak. Like, it wasn't all that. Like, I'm a writer, y'all. If y'all heard the proposal, any of my songs, I write.
Okay, so then don't be surprised when you talk to girls like that. You show interest. You show care.
I asked for your phone number, and because I didn't call,
first of all, this
now
was
you about to cuss me out at Walmart.
This is after mad flirting. This was after mad flirting on Beyonce's internet
with no.
I'm still scrolling, y'all.
With no pre-relationship, no pre-date. We hadn't even talked on the phone.
Who you talking about? Me or somebody else?
No, with you. With just slight flirting on social media via comments, and we're talking about minimal. Hold on, wait, no, let me finish. We talk about minimal flirting, because I didn't call. Now you ready to cuss me out of Walmart, and you're telling people to this day, you're telling people I ghosted you. You cannot ghost a relationship that does not exist.
It's not a relationship.
So how did you get ghosted?
You showed intent and interest. You pursued me.
Interest in what?
And then
interest in what?
And getting to know me. And then you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
Okay, so look, I can own that part. I'm with you. But
so that's disappearing.
No.
That's ghosting.
No. You cannot disappear from something that has not been established. Listen, if I'm calling you consistently, if we're in communication consistently, and then I suddenly stop, now I'm ghosting you. If I've never called you, it
don't have to be but we were.
If I've never called,
texting back and forth for
let me
days,
finish my thought.
bro.
No, we hadn't texted at all.
I'm talking about on Messenger.
We were talking about Wendy's breakfast.
No,
you're not going to exaggerate
all the way
this.
back to July.
You're not going to push this. Listen to me.
This is so
you
ridiculous.
cannot ghost a relationship.
So
we need to have a whole ghosted topic. You cannot ghost a relationship that does not exist. If I didn't stop, I cannot stop doing something that I never started doing. We hadn't even talked on the phone. You mad because I didn't call the first time?
Okay.
No, I'm saying
right.
If I get your phone number. But this is supported what I'm saying.
No, this is my thing. He laid out intent. Even though I didn't necessarily understand why you were pursuing me at the time. You admit yourself that you were pursuing me. You bought the pie, came to the house with the intent of macking me. You were
did mack you.
You didn't, because I didn't bite.
So once again, there was no.
Okay, so that to me, okay, she not interested.
Yeah.
But you came back with the compliments. I'm posting just pictures of myself. You complimenting on them.
What'd I say?
Let me hold on.
Because I wasn't even.
Now.
That's what I'm saying. This was minimal flirting. I was not under no pictures like, "Ooh, you look good." All right, I see you. Go up the thread. Find me the post.
Come on, keep talking. So it's not like
you searching mighty hard for something.
So first one is love the locks. 3 heart face emojis.
So look,
I wasn't hearting nothing. I wasn't.
Love the locks.
3 heart face emojis.
Hold on, wait, pause.
Okay.
So listen, in the world of social media,
no.
Hold on, give me a second. Let me cook. I'm not expressing that I didn't show interest, and I said I can own that. So I'm saying in the level of pressure that was getting put on you, it was very minimal. I said I like your locks. Love the locks. What was the next one?
Okay. So we had a little conversation about that, and you were still I'm into that. You know, you're talking about my natural styles. I think they look really good on you. Don't hurt them out here. That's flirting.
Minimal though, right?
I'm not saying it was like, you know, whatever. I gotta get to the, what you call it. So you wrote, and I quote, "Dear Brandy."
Wait, give some context to this, because before this, what was it? It was Wendy's breakfast. Like, you skipping all over the light stuff that I'm trying to express. We talking about, like,
I'm trying to. How far do you want me to go back?
Just read some of the stuff in between me telling you that your locks look good. Well, was that the only thing that I commented on your appearance was your locks?
No, when I did my photo shoot and I had my little picture with my.
What does it say?
I don't know, because the picture's not there, so I don't know whatever one it was in response to. Hold on, let me find it. Yeah, listen. Okay, this is when you tried to get the pie.
I'm ordering a pie.
No, that's when you wanted the piece of the pie, and I left it in the mailbox for you.
Light. I'm coming on so light.
I want you. And this is before anything. This is how much I have to scroll. So this is how much we were talking.
You scroll like that because we DM all the time.
So it's
what are the da? What do you? I want you to read.
Because this stuff is not. This is like where I was talking about a pie.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to show you.
Okay, that's the Wendy's breakfast.
Wendy's breakfast.
This is no flirting. I'm not saying you're flirting with me at this point.
Right now we have locks. I like your locks. Your natural curl pattern, whatever. Keep going.
So started, and then we go to, actually it was before that, under Marcina's post.
Yes.
Right? Where you, sorry, I didn't mean to say her name. My bad, sis.
She all right? What up, sis?
I don't know where we are. Okay, this is when you buy the pie.
Mm-hmm.
So first he wants a piece. I leave him a piece.
You gotta say pie because it sounds like you being nasty.
He doesn't come get it. Then I post another pie, and now he wants to buy a whole pie. Mm-hmm. So I said, we can buy the pie. This is where you say, out of your own mouth, when you came to buy the pie, you wanted to kick it with me, right? You wanted to. No, I'm saying you told me this. This is not in the text message.
But at the time before, right now, before you meet me at Walmart, this is revelation you have after we've already been together.
We had a phone call, which I don't know what we talked about on the phone call.
I called you on Facebook Messenger because I couldn't find your house when I was coming to pick up the pie.
Okay, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yep, because I didn't have your phone number yet, so I couldn't call you.
Okay, so then this is the picture where I posted after my photo shoot. Mm-hmm. You say, "Oh my," with a stunned face and then a heart face emoji.
Yeah.
And I was like rolling my eyes in the picture, so I said, "You wouldn't mind me getting the evil eye from me, huh?" You said, "No, ma'am, I'll take it."
Light.
Okay. So then it's the Facebook post instance where he's fabricating now that I'm his second ad and putting me under the post saying that
So the pictures that'll be like, hey, you and your second ad have to live in this mansion for the year together. Who's your second ad?
Yes.
And I'm going in and I'm saying at and I'm putting Brandy.
Intentionally.
Okay. I'm trying to see if she trying to be up in the crib with me.
Okay.
But all I'm saying
listen, so it goes, no, we gonna finish it now.
I made it clear I expressed interest.
It's gonna be finished now. So then it's going back and forth under the post. And so I take it away from the post because I'm like, it's feeling like he's flirting.
You turn up the heat. Yeah.
No.
You gonna quit acting like you don't mind getting the evil eye from me? You was risen back.
First of all, ain't nobody say I ain't never had game.
You was risen back. You wouldn't mind getting the evil eye from me. You gonna quit acting like you want these problems, Mr. David? What you say to me?
Listen, so let me back it up for a second because
I was like, I was like, oh, hold on,
no.
Maybe it's more than just pies.
You posted heart, like intentional, like, oh my God, heart under. So I just said you acting like you would mind getting these evil eye from me.
You say you wouldn't mind getting the evil eye from me? And I said, no, ma'am.
Okay, and then we go under the post. It's like
you talking about that second app.
Yes, 10, 15 comments of us going back and forth under the post. Yep. So I was like, okay, I don't know what your situation is, so I don't want people to like get weird. So I took it to Messenger to just be like, I said, hey man, you better stop pretending like you want these problems under this Facebook post. And a laughing emoji. You said
that was pressure though. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like you was. I was just trying to clear things up. Now you was trying to game. You was. That was you.
Y'all be the judge.
That
so
was
then
you.
I said, who said I was pretending? And no, you said, who said I was pretending? And
Period.
I said, you're not about that life.
Period.
You said, give me your number and let's see.
Hey, we should read these back and forth because I feel like this would be a great script.
I said, I'm a good Christian woman, ask nicely.
Now she Christian.
You said, first of all, I was Christian the
You
whole
don't want
time.
these problems. You
Period.
gonna quit.
I know I'm a lot to handle.
You wouldn't mind getting the evil eye from me if she kicking game.
I know I'm a lot to handle.
And then when I'm like, yo, what's your number then? She's like, I'm a good Christian woman.
Period. I ain't saying nothing inappropriate. You right.
Let me read it.
No, because you're going to skip
No, I'm
stuff.
gonna put all the sauce on it. I got you. This is it. Dear Brandy.
Come on.
I know it's been some time since we've had the pleasure of getting to know one another. I do believe things happen for a reason, and that ultimately God puts things in our path for a reason. So everything from me running into your mom at the gas station to the silly Facebook game that made you my third act, I don't think of it as a coincidence. I'm not saying this means we're supposed to be together or anything extra like that. I do think I would love to get to know you again at this stage in our lives. So if you're open to it, I'd love to talk to you sometime.
Now, again,
It's very well written.
This is also you and my mom having whatever this engagement was at the gas
Your
station.
mom is trying to hook me up since high school.
So you haven't. So
you was married.
So but I'm saying she already told me what it was. You told her I'm gonna hit her up. So
I didn't tell her that.
Well,
she didn't give me a number or nothing. She said, "Oh, that's what's up." Okay. She said, "All right now."
So that's what she told me. Anyway, so this is what I'm going on. Then this is when you start engaging more with me on social media. Wendy's breakfast, locks, picture. Key lime pie. All of that.
I'm making it very clear. You don't have to. I was expressing interest in you. But hold on. I'm not saying that I didn't express interest. What I am saying is that me expressing interest in getting to know you is there's a big gap between that and ghosting you. Because
ghosting just means you disappear on a person. You had a presence and then you disappear. That's what ghosting is.
But from this, my presence.
You curved
Here was
hold on, baby.
Let me talk. The presence was a Facebook game, ordering a dessert, and making 2 comments under 2 pictures. That is very minimal in the terms of presence.
But
it is all on social media. It's not like
understand it's under the guise of now whether you said I'm gonna hit her up or not. I'm just saying whether you said I'm gonna hit her up or not. My mom set up this scenario that you express interest, and then you yourself start expressing. We had never engaged on Facebook in this manner until you married into my mom. True or false?
But you weren't on Facebook. I had no way of communicating to you.
Bro, I had been on Facebook for a year. I got on Facebook in 2019.
You were my friend?
Yes.
Well, no, I felt like we were commenting.
I feel like
no, don't do that. No, don't do that because you was commenting under my posts, under my content on social media.
100 people were, but it was like you feeding hot Cheetos to your kids and stuff. It was nothing flirty with that.
Well, I'm just saying you said we had no interaction. I'm saying we had talked. It wasn't I didn't express interest in getting to know you until I met your mom at the gas station.
Period.
I don't know what you're arguing. I've already owned up to the fact that I expressed interest. What I'm saying is that there is a gap between expressing interest in somebody and disappearing from an established relationship.
So then
I'm just saying you got to change why I did not ghost you.
So then we was talking about how we used to write letters back and forth from each other in school.
Now at that point we've already this is
not. This is the same group of texts from when you said, "Hey, can I have your number?" I sent you my number. You said, "Yeah, you had a nice pen game." I said, "I still do." You said, "All right, yeah, life is definitely strange."
Okay, I remember that.
Then this is the hot Cheetos incident with Lily and Cinco. So this was, let me see. That was almost a month after you asked for my number.
Yeah, I asked for your phone number.
And then the thing happened with the kids. So we started engaging again. Then this is when I seen you. And I'm like, it's not that and I explained this in the text to you. And my thing is, you never know you have your own intention, but somebody else also has their own experiences and what your intention means to them. And it can mean something different than what you are putting out there. You might be like, oh, I just asked for your number. But for me, I have been divorced 3 years, haven't given anybody my number. We have this history. You've expressed interest. You done ran into my mama. I'm thinking life done played some divine intervention on us because of the posture of my heart at that time. I wasn't opening myself up to nobody. Here I am entertaining this conversation with you. You approach me in a respectable manner, speaking things about our past and about God, and funny how life is putting things together. So I'm thinking you have a genuine interest in me. But when you take that genuine interest, you then say, give me your phone number so we can call and catch up. And then you don't do that. You can see how it was a buildup of something for then nothing. You can't say that you don't see that.
I already owned it. That's why I don't understand what you're arguing.
So my thing is, you keep harboring on this ghosting thing.
Yeah, it's just not ghosting is all I'm saying.
Bro, you did not do all this just to prove that what you did is not technically under the term of ghosting. You were trying to say that you didn't do anything wrong because you were like, it was so light. You were like, it was so light.
If I said
how did you think it was going to be something when...
I never. Whoa,
you did.
You're misconstruing what I'm saying in a terrible way. Y'all see? Oh, I'm so glad this is recorded. Do y'all hear how she does?
You literally said that.
Family. One thing I never told family. Rewind back the conversation. Rewind back just a couple minutes.
I'm hungry. I'm ready to go.
All I said was that it can be considered ghosting. I did a whole explanation of how ghosting is when there's already an established something that you're going away from. And then the only reason I reference our past messages is because I was showing you I didn't abandon something because it was just communication on Facebook. It was like light. But if you go all the way back, I started saying I own the fact that I did not call after I expressed interest in calling. I've owned that at least 6 times on this podcast. And
so then what was the point of arguing how light or how unlight it was? The fact of the matter is I'm
establishing the grounds of why it's not ghosting. I just don't think it's the right word. That's all I was trying to do.
You did not argue that down.
What do you think I was trying to say?
You were trying to say that I had no reason to have an expectation from you.
No, that's not. No, I never said.
You literally did. You said it was light. It was light flirting. Why would you expect that?
No. I was saying that because the reason why I said that, it was right after me explaining what ghosting was. I said ghosting is when there's something that you've established that you're now abandoning.
So you established interest and you abandoned interest.
I didn't abandon interest. I just didn't call within your timeline.
Nigga, whose timeline is 2 months?
Look, I could have called you right away while I was dealing with other females. I was trying to clean up house. Like,
my thing is,
I was taking care of business.
This is what I was saying in the very beginning. It's all about your intention. So you had good intentions. You did not call because you were trying to clean house, but you also did not say that.
I have owned this so many times on this podcast.
We're having a conversation because we're talking about, you said how you don't understand how people can go from just something light to then I've done you wrong.
This is proven what I'm saying in the fact of the part where I was talking about how women differ from men in some areas. Because in your mind, you have these factors that you put into it that I don't know nothing about. I don't know that you ain't never gave you a number out since you've been divorced. That's part of your story. I don't know that part of your story. All I know is that I've talked to you on social media. I've expressed interest. You've given me your phone number. You've put your context into this now.
Because it's 2 people. It's not just you.
Let me finish because you don't know where I'm going with it. But what I'm saying is that based on your context, you've ejected offense from it based on your story, because the factors that you're putting into why you're offended are factors I don't know. You said, think about this. I've never given my phone number since I've.
Can I clear something up? I was not offended. My feelings were hurt, and that's a big difference.
Okay, your feelings were hurt. You're hurt based on parts of your story that I don't know. You got to think about this.
So, which is why it just behooves you to just be extra clear.
I feel you, but in my story, right, from my context, this conversation I'm having with you where I'm getting girls' numbers online, I've had that many a time. I'm moving foul out here. So it's nothing for me to be, hey, what's up? I'd like to call you sometime. There was girls, hey, let me get your number. Let me get your address. I've done went over and just kicked it for the night and just, you know what I'm saying? And came home.
Well, then you can't be upset that people think that if you just out here moving wicked like that.
But up until this moment, nobody cared. It was like that was the landscape. It was like, all right, there was numbers I got, and I
take it back. The dating pool does have piss in it.
There was numbers I got, and I never called, and it never was nothing. It was just like, I guess he wasn't feeling it or whatever. I don't know.
Don't understand that at all.
But you're wired different. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't understand what it was, but ultimately, you're also really like stoic, lethargic. You don't really show a lot of so in my mind, I feel in my mind I've been expressing interest. I'm buying pies, you putting it out on the stoop. I'm like, she ain't feeling me all like that. Like in my mind, I didn't really think of it like that. So when I didn't call, it wasn't like you was like, hey, when you gonna, like, it genuinely didn't feel like you were pressed by it at all. Next thing I know is like, I want you to know I saw you in Walmart and you're lucky you had your kids with you because I would have cussed you out. Because I want you to know I ain't gave my number out since I've been there. And who you think I am?
Don't play me like one of these little girls that you've been playing with out on the street.
And I'm sitting here like,
not that.
But okay, the level, but here, this is what I'm saying. Okay, from in my mind, all I did was ask for your phone number and give me your phone number. I don't know how you feel about me. I don't know any.
I don't feel a way about you.
No. I don't know any parts of your story as to you even desiring that I call, other than you were willing to have me call. I don't know that you want me to call. So in my mind, it's just like up in the air. I do still feel like, this could be something. So like, I don't want to approach her wrong. I see she's a different part of her life. So let me do some stuff. But I don't feel a sense of urgency or like communicating. Because once again, it's nothing for me to just get a number and I might call, I might not. Like, it's just opening up the door.
It's just gives very entitled.
Give me a second, because
I'm listening.
Then there's this, I want you to know, if you didn't have your kids with you, then it would have been like, it's like, what? How did we get here? I didn't even know you wanted me to call. Like, I didn't even get the feeling that you were even impressed by it. But now you're hurt based on things that you didn't tell me. I'm just supposed to know.
Okay, so listen. You started complimenting me again, and I said, well, shucks, don't make me blush. P.S. Seen you at, I don't know what I was supposed to say. Maybe I said and the kids at Walmart today. I was going to shout at you down the aisle, but you had the kids, so I decided to behave. I didn't say nothing about cussing you out. I didn't say I was going to act the fool in Walmart.
So when I read that, I remember reading a message and not understanding what you meant. I thought you were trying to say what's up, but it's when we actually spoke on the phone, and then I got more context of what you meant by shouting me down the aisle. That's when I saw, oh, no, you were
That's not true, because you said, I feel cheated. And I say, my bad. I didn't want your kids to go home and tell their mom about the lady that was screaming at daddy in the store. You said, no, I get it. Got to be collected when the kids are in attendance. So I told you, and I said, and you already know I have a hard time with the collected part. So I just kept walking, figured I'd catch up with you sooner or later. So you knew exactly.
No, right here, when you say screaming at me, I don't think you're upset. I just think.
Yeah, and that was it. I was going to shout at you like, hey, what up? But I didn't want your kids to come be like, yo.
Yeah, so I didn't. So what the part you saying isn't true? When we spoke on the phone is when I got more context to how you felt and how you felt hurt by me not calling. That's after we.
I texted all that to you.
Regardless, I'm
sorry. If we gonna pull out.
Regardless, at what point, at some point, you let me know about that, right?
Yes.
Regardless of how I got that information, what I'm trying to communicate is I didn't know you were hurt until you told me that, and you're hurt based on you feeling like I
expressed interest and did not follow up on that. That's what I felt. I don't want you to try to interpret it. That's what I felt. I felt like you expressed interest in me, and I was in a state where I was really closed off to being in another relationship, or not even in a relationship, because I don't think that I jumped into that fire. But even entertaining a man. Like, I just wasn't doing it. So I stepped out on the ledge. And all I'm saying is you don't know the context that other people are bringing into it. So it just behooves you to just over communicate in those moments, because it can be misinterpreted. That's all I'm saying. And I think we had a conversation about this, about not feeling like you have to, when we talked about ghosting, we said not like you owe somebody an explanation. I think it's immature to entertain someone, to engage someone in any kind of flirtatious manner when you have no intention of following up on that. And if you have intention on following up that, you have to be clear about what that intention is.
Is it too vulnerable if you want that to say that? Like, if I didn't call, is it too vulnerable to be like, hey, are you able to talk tonight? Or is it because I'm the one that initially asked, like, I have to be the one leading, or like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be really honest with you. I was not pressed for 2 months waiting for you to call. You didn't call. Maybe after a couple weeks, we went back to, our regular level of engagement on Facebook. Yes, but I wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I need to text him and say that. It wasn't until I saw you that I was like, oh, I was going to shout at you. And I would have never told you that. But you reached out again, commenting on my locks and making heart faces. And I'm like, okay, you saying it's unfortunate, but you had the opportunity to get to know me better and you didn't take that opportunity. So it can't be too unfortunate.
So you weren't hurt until I commented on the picture where you had already felt hurt that I didn't call?
No, in those 2 weeks where I was like, okay, is he going to call?
So
my feelings got hurt.
In that moment when your feelings are hurt because there's expectation that I call and I haven't, is it too vulnerable to say, hey, I thought you were going to call. I haven't heard from you. Like, did you still want to catch up? Or is that
I don't think that that's too vulnerable.
Because I feel like there's a big emphasis on me communicating.
No, I don't think that
your
that's
feelings
too
were hurt,
but
and you didn't communicate.
Right. My feelings were hurt, but I took it as you literally weren't interested anymore. So I dealt with my feelings being hurt from that because we didn't have any more flirtatious contact after that. That was more of, the normal level of what we've been doing. It wasn't until I posted my locks and then you comment on my locks with the heart face where I'm like, okay, what kind of game are you playing right now? Like, cause you comment hearts, but here we are, you know what I'm saying, 2 months later, and you had the opportunity to go on that. I didn't have your phone number. I couldn't have just reached out and called you. Yeah, I could have messaged you in the 2 weeks, but I really was like, all right, he cool off me. And I was good with that. It doesn't take away the fact that in those moments leading up to that, my feelings were hurt and I processed that.
But
and
you
I was
didn't
like,
feel like
cool.
you should. You didn't feel like in your mind it was like, I don't need to communicate that.
That my feelings are hurt?
Yeah.
No, I'm not in that time because I do really feel like in the period, number one, I don't think I ever initiated the flirtatiousness. I might have responded to it, but I never pursued it. So I just took it as you weren't interested. And if you aren't interested, I'm not going to chase you down.
So there was enough built up for there to be an expectation for me to communicate if I don't call, but not enough of a situation built up for you to communicate that you're disappointed that I didn't call.
No, see, that's where you're trying to.
Well, I should have been a lawyer.
You're trying to
smart
aleck your way out of it.
I'm
not
trying to smart aleck nothing. I'm really information seeking.
Because if you truly weren't interested, in our case,
yeah,
I don't think you had to tell me anything, because I do believe at that level it was flirtatious. It was the backstory with my mom, but it wasn't nothing that I was willing to live and die and breathe off of. So if you decided you weren't interested in me and you moved on or whatever, I'm not sweating that. Like, you don't owe me nothing at this point, and I don't owe you anything.
But it's like, if you actually do want to call, it's like,
yeah, because you told me the reason why you didn't call is because you had stuff going on. I'm telling you that would have been beneficial for me to know, because it would have saved me hurt feelings.
But here's what I'm saying.
And it would have saved us drama.
Here's what I'm saying. I don't even know you really care about me calling. Whole time you will no, seriously. How there's all of these things from your context that I'm just, as the man, supposed to just know. And because
I don't think you're supposed to just know anything.
well, there's a heavy emphasis on I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. You didn't call, but in modern landscape, it's like just because I get your number don't mean like it's automatic gonna be us. Like, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is that if there's enough emphasis on communication on my end based on the situation, I'm just peering into the possibility that maybe communication is a two-way thing. Like, you're hurt, your feelings are hurt in this situation. I'm none the wiser. I don't think you pressed about me at all. And the reason why is because, I don't hear from you. Then a month later when I don't, or however long when I don't call, then it's like, I want you to know something. It's like, huh?
No, it was never like that. Why did you get my number? Why did you ask me?
We had history, ran into your mom, told me you were single. We had been interacting. You was cute. I was.
You were interested.
Yes, I've owned that. You keep.
Okay, no. I didn't.
You're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You were interested. I reciprocated on that interest. So if something happens where you're no longer interested or your interest isn't delayed, you're pursuing me. I'm not pursuing you. If I in any way was pursuing you, I would have been like, hey, what's going on? But I wasn't. You were pursuing me. So in that time that you wrote the little thing and we were still talking back and forth, I did get excited about the potential of us rekindling something. I did. But if I did that on my own emotions and based on the things that we had in the past and the way that I know my soul feels about you, I can deal with that and I don't have to involve you in that. And I was ready to wash my hands of it. It was not until you started then still showing interest. Because even I would have never said nothing to you until you was like, well, that's unfortunate. I feel like I missed out.
You said something and you saw me at Walmart.
No, I said I was going to say, hey, I was going to engage you, but you had your kids and I didn't know their situation with, them being around another woman. And maybe we were flirtatious, or maybe, I didn't want them to run back and be like, Daddy was talking to this lady at Walmart. I didn't know.
Well, you said I started engaging you. Did I start flirting
before
the Walmart thing?
Yeah. What started that conversation for me to tell you that I saw you at Walmart was you put heart eyes and stuff under my picture.
The locks was going quite quickly,
nigga. So now I'm like, the hurt feelings that I felt initially, yeah, I know. It re-engaged that.
We have never had an episode this long ever.
But it re-engaged that because I'm like, what kind of game are you playing? Like, are you interested or are you not interested? And I told you about the Walmart situation, but I deaded that. I wasn't going to say nothing else until you were making it seem like me not talking to you was a loss to you. Then that's when I was like, well, you weren't too busy or worried about me being a loss to you because you had the opportunity to connect with me and you did not take it.
Period.
And then that's when I went on to explain the whole divorce thing. So don't act like I was Sybil in the store. Like, Sybil. Yeah, she's a crazy lady from a movie.
I was not trying to imply that. I don't even know who Sybil is. And I wasn't trying to imply you was crazy. I guess for me, I went way too deep down the rabbit hole of what constitutes ghosting, and I've only been arguing that since this moment. That's the only thing I've ever argued. I've owned everything. The only thing I've ever argued is like, yo, but that's not ghosting. Now we see differently on that. Ultimately, I do own up to the fact that like I expressed interest, didn't follow up on the interest. I own that.
All right.
In my mind, it made sense because I was like, yo, I don't want to come at her foul, and I didn't feel really pressed about it because I wasn't really 100% clear on. If you were, I knew you were open to it because you gave me a phone number, but at the same time, where I was at in my life, like those flyby conversations, like I just didn't.
So we both brought our context into it, and it
absolutely
just led to a miscommunication. And could we both have done better at communicating? Yes. I just put more onus on you because I felt like you were pursuing me.
For sure. For sure. The lawyer in my head wants to argue so much, but I'm not gonna.
You can argue all you want to. It ain't gonna change my position. It's case adjourned.
You put a lot on the pursuing. Ask for your phone number. We flirted on Facebook. I ran into your mama at a gas station.
What's the other word for it?
I flirted with you. We was flirting.
Flirting is not.
We were flirting and asked for your phone number. When I was pursuing you, I was renting out movies.
You was out here.
When I was pursuing you,
living foul.
No,
that's what it was.
When I was pursuing you, I was coming to your house with flowers. I was renting out movie theaters. I was driving you to your favorite restaurant in the middle of COVID. That was pursuit. I was coming to
girlfriend.
Before you were my girlfriend, I was sitting in the car with you all night when I had to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. No sex, barely no kissing, just talking to you.
Right, it wasn't none of
talking
that.
to you for hours at a time. That is my pursuit.
Okay.
What we was doing on Facebook is like, I'm just being honest. That was stuff that
you was just out here doing. You was out here living foul, and you were treating women like they were expendable. And
oh my God. Yo, you need a bad guy in this story so much, and I know you need that, so I'm gonna let you have that. If I was treating you like every girl in the world, my approach would have been so much different.
But you just said it was the same. You said how you were doing
I'm just saying I don't.
We're good. We're gonna go back into it. We can have this conversation after the podcast.
I'm gonna say what I got to say. I'm gonna say what I got to say. Okay, I didn't value that moment in the same way you did because of context. In your mind, it's like, yo, I'm talking to a guy. You didn't do that often in that manner.
I was doing to a girl.
I was doing that a lot, so I didn't recognize the significance of the moment in the same way you did. Mm-hmm. But you can tell how I differentiated my approach with you based on what I did. I didn't call you because of that. Mm-hmm. Had I called you while I'm entertaining these other girls, that's me treating you like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do that. I recognized like, nah, this ain't that.
No, I've told you all the time, if you did the right thing partially, you just
should have communicated. Like, hey, look, check this out. I want to call you, but
I got a clean house.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of being a hoe right now. So give me a couple minutes. Let me get my stuff together, cut off some of these girls, and I'll get back with you.
You know how I feel about honesty. I'd have been like, handle your business.
Now you'd be like, yep.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, that's right, cut them all off.
This is the type I don't want.
You about to get husband
I know
up.
What Shayla said was true.
You about to get husband up.
Okay, yeah. That conversation does not lead to husbandry at all.
About to get husband up. Go on and cut them off.
Yo, if you've made it to the hour 36-minute mark, you a real OG. This is the longest episode of What They Never Told Us that has ever
I feel like
occurred.
It just need to be 2 episodes.
We're going to let this one ride.
And then a story time.
We letting this one ride because there's no even way to end the first one. It would just go off.
That's okay.
We
could cut in.
It's a long episode.
All right, y'all. So hit us up on Thursday. Catch us on Facebook.
Let them have it. No, but we love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Of course, we'll be back to unpack this. We're gonna need y'all to weigh in on this last conversation. Y'all gonna have to pick a side. The lines are drawn in the sand.
They already did and told you was wrong. If you don't
That's
remember,
only because all the viewers are female and y'all don't be having your boy back. Y'all be like, look, Brandy wrong, but I'm gonna stick beside her.
Better get your team up.
Whatever. But join us Thursday, 8:30 p.m. ish Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube's been down for a couple weeks, but we'll be back on YouTube. If you go there and we're not there, just jump over to Facebook. Type in What They Never Told Us in your search bar. You will find us. Join us live. It is the Heart and Soul of this podcast. It is the experience that you need to have when you're talking about this show. So can't wait to see you guys.
If you would like to support the show, you can hit us up on Cash App. It's $ What They Never Told Us. Again, Cash App is $ What They Never Told Us. But monetary support is not the only way that you can support the show. You can hop over to Facebook, like, share, and comment all of our content, and we do get paid that way. But if you're like, look, I don't have a lot in Cash App, I don't really do Facebook like that, there is a link in the description where you can subscribe to our podcast. It is $3 a month, and I know you got that. You spend more on that on Pepsi and Coke. And we are much more nutritional for your soul than that is.
That's all right.
So
yeah. And listen, I want to take some time. Y'all don't know how much y'all mean to us. Like, on a serious note, there are literal people who we call out in prayer. We pray before we start every episode because in a really deep way, we feel very connected to everyone who's connected to this podcast, who listen, and it's something bigger than just I need something to fill up my time on my way to work, who get something from this platform. We feel called to it. And wherever you're at, North Carolina, South Carolina, Atlanta, Zimbabwe, Grenadine, and St. Vincent and the Grenadiers, and the Grenadine. I swear I love y'all, but I did not know about this place until I saw it on the charts. It's you laughing at me, but you about to tear it up too. What's it called?
I'm about to say it.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Is that correct?
I don't know.
If that is it, and if it's not, I am so sorry. I love y'all, and we're coming because your island is beautiful, and I want to see it.
We were on the charts this week in the Bahamas.
In the Bahamas,
which was one of the first times for that. So we definitely appreciate all our international listeners, especially the places where there's like a language barrier and y'all still rock with us. Because I'd be like, how they know what we talking about?
That part. I can't wait till we get to the point where we can actually come out, do some live shows, touch the people. If that's in the cards, who knows? If it is, I would love to do that. We love y'all so much. Thank y'all for rocking with us. It means everything to know that we love.
And y'all should love too.
Peace.